Siyabingelela ubingelelo Babu Dokotela Babu Sizwe Babu Jabulile. Our address is corner of Queen Street and Albert Street. The name of our building is called Nedbank House Building, 19th floor, suite 1904 to 1905. We are currently situated at Dark Room Studio number 1. Thank you.
It's a brand new day, our viewers at home. We welcome you all. It's a brand new day from God. Today we are discussing a very important topic, the spirit or the demon of Behemoth. But before we get the Babu Dokotela, there are people out there who are like a slave of people who've been helping them before when they were still suffering. And today they want to free themselves. Can you take us through, Babu Dokotela? These people are complaining that these people say you owe me A, B, C, D, E, F, and G because I used to help you while you were young. How can we help those people? Just a voice of counseling, Babu Dokotela.
Thank you very much. That question is important.
Yeah.
Most of the things that are said on YouTube, they've been Googled on other social media platforms. But as a matured a person, I refuse to do that, because when you are doing your PhD, whatever you Google, you must come with something that you have researched on your own. Nothing from Google, because you must have a reference. Yeah. Myself too, I've taken that direction whereby I hate to take the hearsay and bring into this platform, and then you waste your time and energy watching a channel that is full of copycat stories. Mm-hmm. I came across a tenant who was renting a room with her daughter. And then they were so poor in a sense that sometimes he used to skip rent. And then the landlord instigated or provoked that he must fall in love with this young dear lady.
Sure.
Because they are the tenant. Sometimes they fail to pay rent on time, and then he has to tolerate them or skip rent completely. Thereafter, what normally happens there, the landlord, you fall in love with the landlord because of your diversity and weak points. And then that landlord took a drastic decision, to educate the lady, who is so-called girlfriend now, further to complete matric and do other studies at FET. And then the lady ended up getting a job at one of the South African Bank Institute. And guess what? The landlord, or so-called lover now, wanted to control the woman in a sense that it is a permanent slave. And sure. Then a woman has to be like an app. An app is something that you wake up at any time and go to app and do transaction. An app can never say no. And there are people in your life that they treat you like their app, where they want to activate you, put you and lock you on, lock you off, whatever they want. Reason why? It because I found a land for you to buy at Umkababa, and then whatever I asked, you must give it to me, because without me, you are not going to get this piece of land. Not that the land was mine. I connected you with people who said land. Now we are situated in a dilemma whereby people, they assume that I brought you to this company through the agent. If it was not for me, that agent was not going to take you, which sure. means whenever I need a lift in your car,
you are forced.
You are forced. And there are people who are supposed to take their path of which they were called by God. But God, when He's going to call you, it does not tell you at what time, which year. The time God called you into your definition. And then God does not care who was helping you to reach out here. But the problem is now we have to do this. And there are people who cannot tolerate to be at home again, because my mother is a Sangoma, Baba is a Nyanga. Now I've taken a bold decision to follow the Lord. And it's not accepted here. And now we have to choose. We have to choose your calling or your parents' calling or your friends' calling or your neighbors' calling, because they are embedded with the fact that whatever you are because of them.
You are still under my roof.
Yeah, still under my roof. I'm 32 years old, and I've taken this decision that I'm going to study theology. No, it's not accepted here. And we have to consider with your passion and with your calling, because when you ignore your calling, anyone who is refusing you to follow your calling, that person will lead you to fall in any trap, so that once you fell and they ask what happened to your calling, because you said to us, we are studying theology.
Exactly, yes.
And then those people, I am Babu Dokotela. I'm asking you to depart, take part different ways. Because those people, whether it's your parent, it's your wife, it's your girlfriend, it's your husband, if it comes to that, anyone who's closing your eyesight, that person is refusing to reach out to your goals, because your goals were leveled, were set up by the Most High God, which means in order for you to sustain whatever you are, you have to reach out to your post. And anyone who's refusing you to reach out to your post, I am in Yanga today, and there were people who were so skeptical about my ethic and standard when I was studying herbology and when I studied dietance and digital therapy, studying hematology and pathology, and they said, no, you cannot do that, you cannot do this, you cannot mix these things because these things, they don't gel well. But it was not about gel well, it's about my calling. Babu Dokotela says, forge ahead with your calling. Listen to no one, but listen to your egocentric, to your egoism. Listen to your God, listen to your passion, and walk your own path. Don't mind about people who are talking at your back. Reason why? Because you already passed them. Thank you.
Thank you, Babu Dokotela. That sounds more like a psychological slavery or a social abduction where people cannot move. Well, okay, now let's move on, Babu Dokotela. There are different teachings out there about theology.
Yes.
There are people who will tell you that, no, man, Jesus came a long time ago when the Holy Spirit came down. It was the coming back of Jesus. And there are people who say Jesus is coming.
Mm-hmm.
So these things are clouding the people's mentality. But Jesus himself said he is coming.
Mm-hmm.
He never said, I have came already.
Yes.
But literally, the demon says there is no second coming of Christ. So, can you take us through that one, Babu Dokotela? We want clarity on that one.
I have to come across this thing because we as Izinyanga, we are already labeled devil's worshippers. It is known. We don't hide it. And then we got people who are no longer pastors. They don't minister the word of the Lord, because if we are a pastor, your job is one in the pulpit, is to harness and harvest souls for those people who are going to hell.
But
that's all.
That is hellface, Babu Dokotela, because the people who call Izinyanga devil worshippers are black people.
Yes.
The colonizers, when they came to Africa, they did research using Izinyanga as their case studies.
Yes.
Exactly.
Now, there are pastors who've forgotten about their ministry, because at their colleges where they are studying theology, there was not even one chapter that was lecturing them about Izinyanga.
Yes.
Not even one. But now, the deceiver of all, Lucifer, he has recruited pastors to forget about preaching the word of the Lord. Because what we need to know from the ministers is that how holy is our God. How holy is our God? So that people, once they start to understand how holy is our God, then they'll start to follow that God who is so holy above anything that is known to be holy. Now they have forgotten, they diverted, they started to criticize so-called Izinyanga. And Izinyanga labeled about people who are totally anti-Islam, anti-Christ, anti-God. We are hated by all fours, not just Christianity, even Islam. They literally don't accept Izinyanga. When you are traveling to Dubai, once they find moti in your bag, they'll tell you that this is not allowed in this country. Yeah, they'll discard it. Similarly, there's no debate about that. They just tell you this straight. But now let's come to the question: is there a second coming of Christ? Listen to me carefully without your passion. The demons now have been deployed by the people don't understand about this demonology thing. There are principalities and there are princes, the lower demons. They've got so much power and followers on earth. They are called princes of the darkness, not princes of the darkness, not princesses, princes of the darkness. They are influencing people that there is no second coming of Christ. And we got people who were in ministry for more than 30 years.
Exactly, yeah.
And there was a Zimbabwean gentleman who was a Seventh Adventist, and then he got deported. Otherwise, I don't know his name. And then he stood up on national TV saying there is no coming of Christ because Christ never exists. Jesus never exists. Now, let's put it to this phase. Princes of the darkness, they are recruiting academic people to deceive people on earth. And in most of the churchgoers, they've never been in a Bible college or Bible school.
Exactly.
They are illiterate about the studies of mythology and theology. And whatever is said by the master or the leader, they literally start to believe. Now, demons, they are saying, princes of hell, they are saying there is no second coming of Christ. Let's talk about this now. The hierarchy of the demons, the highest demons, 7 cardinal demons of hell, they are getting ready to a high-ranking demons closer to Lucifer. The coming of Christ, it is more like it's going to happen tomorrow. The way they are spring-rolling their weapons, they are shaping the world, and they are promoting prostitution at the highest degree. When you go to Madagascar, when you go to Namibia, northeast of Namibia, closer to Angola, when you go there, you find a woman and a husband. A husband will trade his wife for sex. Not in his abstention. You'll sit outside while you are busy banging his wife.
My God.
And Lucifer is promoting that. And in Madagascar, you are finding a parent in India, south part of India, find people trading their children as little as 9 years to 12 years just for sex. And then that is Lucifer. Because the reason why he wants, when Christ comes, he finds no one values to be rescued. He wants to spoil everybody. And the demons, I'll say this, the demons, they know very well. Most of the things that are hated by Islam are things that are loved by the demons. Let me correct this. Most of the things that are hated by the Islam are things that are adored by the demons. Most of the things that are hated by the Christianities or Christians are things that are adored by the demons. Correct me if I'm wrong. Everybody in the demonic world, he has to be tattooed. People do not understand tattoo is a symbol. Tattoo is not stupid. It is a code on its own. Because even if you go to prison, they study your tattoos. Your tattoos tells that whether you are this gang affiliation or you are this gang. Tattoos literally tells who you are.
Symbolic language.
Yeah, symbolic language. But beyond that, tattoos are coded. You don't understand. They'll put a lion's head. They know in a demonic world the lion stands for what. They'll put a sun. They know that the sun stands for sun god. We are the number 7. Sun represents number 7 in a demonic world because that is the day of worshiping their god. Yeah. Which means the demons are promoting people that there'll be no coming of Christ. But the hierarchy, the highest ranking, they are ready as if it's coming tomorrow because Lucifer knows the truth. Is not stupid. He knows the truth. In a sense that Lucifer, to be Lucifer, he must lie to remain as a great demonic, because in a demonic platform, they are not allowed to tell the truth. Because once they start to tell the truth, they'll be reduced to an evil spirit. Evil spirit is a wicked demonic being, like Amapara. Those are lower human citizens of South Africa when they are reduced, staying under the bridge. All those are our citizenship who has lowered themselves. And even in a demonic practice as well, if a demon made a mistake, say something which is correct, they literally get demoted. There is second coming of Christ. Lucifer and his demons, Baphomet knows this. Ismodosius knows that. That is why they are corrupting everybody fast. Babu Dokotela. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Babu Dokotela. This is deep. This is very deep. Well, I'm tempted to ask a further question because there are pastors who claim to be delivering people. They will talk to people that are possessed. Say, how many of you are here? And a young woman will say, it's 7 of us. Is that answer true coming from the demon?
Okay, let's correct the spelling.
Yes.
You got to be matured when it comes to that. You must ask yourself, why these people who are demonically possessed are always youth?
And predominantly women.
every woman. And got to be careful about start to watch that video, those videos. They are commonly same person who are acting that stooge. And demons, they don't come in 7, they come in legions. That's a problem.
Exactly.
And then when I was educating people about Baal controls so many demons. But in legions, not in 7, in 3s, in 4s, and 5s. Babu Dokotela.
Babu Dokotela. This one is deep.
Yeah.
Now, let us talk about ugeza ngomtewa wa mashangane.
There is a plant in plum tree in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
It is called umtewa.
It's a herbal plant.
It's a herbal plant it's in the border of Botswana and Zimbabwe, and you normally find the plant. Okay, and people who are familiar with the plant are people who speak not Shona, Kalanga. People who speak Kalanga and they're familiar with that plant. With that plant, what you normally do, you take it and then you burn it into an ash. When you want to go to the bank and make a loan, you bath with that, you'll deceive the bank institute. Somehow, somewhere, they'll give a loan otherwise.
They'll approve it.
But because it's a corrupt plant, we don't promote it. But umtewa, it's whereby you want to deceive someone to submit to your demand, even though that you don't qualify.
All right.
And then you bath with that. And they call it umtewa. When you want to cross the border to South Africa illegally, you carry your documents, even though that you are not, there's some pages are missing. You bath with that. And you face the officials. They'll start to complain about this, but finally they'll let you go because they're delaying the queue because of you. Yeah, they call it umtewa.
It's just a plant.
It's just a plant. You don't have to mix it with anything. It's just a plant grown in Zimbabwe.
Can I get it in South Africa?
You can always get it as long as it's a Nyanga knows about it. And I keep umtewa now and again, but I don't promote to use it.
Okay.
I don't promote to use it unless a person runs what we call pyramid scheme. He or she wants people to join, and then I ask, part with this and go present yourself.
All right.
And then people will start to join, even though it's a panoi. And then when it come in numbers, later it will fall.
People are going to be rich.
Okay. Yeah, we call it umtewa.
Thank you very much, Dokotela. Now let us help our own people because our society is sick, Babu Dokotela. That's a fact. We've got people who are called amavezandlebe,
yes,
or legitimate children, and they are struggling in life. How can you help those people?
We as Zulus, we are graded people into 3.
Sure.
We got so-called umlanjwana.
Yes.
A child who is born by a lady at home, like my sister, or that is called umlanjwana. What is the meaning of umlanjwana? It says the way this child was born, it has some form of history. Umlando. Kunomlando.
Oh, yes.
Kunomlanjwana. Okay. And it says there's some form of history about this child. Don't want to talk about it. There's some umlanjwana. There's a story behind it. Okay. The way he was born or she was born.
It's unlike my nephew or my niece.
Yeah, no. That is called umlanjwana. And then we got so-called ivezandlebe. Ivezandlebe, it's whereby in Nguni, it was practiced in Nguni. It's not about prostitution or otherwise. Umlanjwana, ivezandlebe, it's whereby these people are married. And there is a church that I'm going to reveal when the time is right that practice that, whereby they notice that these people have been married for 2 to 3 years. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking something that is fictitious. If they notice that people have been married for 2 to 3 years and then they come to the pastor for being prayed, come to the elders for being prayed, and then they will be separated. The mother will be prayed this side, the father will be prayed that side. And the mother will be prayed professionally till she gets pregnant.
Okay.
And thereafter, Vezandlebe appears. But they were praying at church. But the father was that side, praying. And mother praying.
Having her own sessions.
Yes, praying. And that church is international. And that is how they help the people to fall pregnant.
Okay.
Yes, and there are gentlemen who are known that they pray for these women in a sense that they get delivered. And then in Nguni culture as well, if we find that Makoti or the wife of my brother is not getting any child, and me too, and I'm on wheelchair, I cannot help my brother to get a child, and then we will ask the wife to go and hunt for something else. And when she comes back, there is a plant, it's a vegetable in South Africa, we call it uqadolo. We'll ask, it's like a weed, and we'll ask the Makoti to go and harvest uqadolo.
Okay.
When she comes back with uqadolo, a lot of things will happen to her. Then she'll have what we call ivezandlebe, that is called ivezandlebe. And there's whereby the husband is late, and whenever it happened, we will ask the wife to go and call it cow dung. In English, we call it cow dung. In IsiZulu, we call it amalongwe.
Yes.
And then when she comes back with amalongwe, she'll have amalongwe properly. And then now we're talking about umlanjwana. We called about uvezandle. We called about ilongwe. Ilongwe is someone who was born after the father is demised, but Ivezandlebe, it's whereby the father is still pregnant, is started, she's got what we call oososperma. Oososperma is whereby the man cannot produce sufficient sperms, because one rhino must produce plus or minus 50 million sperms. Maximum is 250 million, because when we're doing sperm analysis, only once I collected 250 million sperms according to serology.
Sure.
But if you are suffering from what we call oosospermia, thereafter, we have to help you otherwise to get the child. But those children who are born like that, the mistake that they do, once they realize that this is not their biological father, my mother went somewhere else and brought me because my father could not have a child. And the biggest mistake they ever conduct is to abandon the surname of this father and take the surname of the father who is a pirate.
Biological father.
Yes, and they resume that surname. Once you resume that surname, your biological father is a parasite in this family. And then when you take the surname of the parasite, meaning that you are studying parasite, you know what parasite they do. They only destroy your organs.
They suck your blood, yeah.
Yes, they only destroy your organs because you have taken the surname of the parasite. We've proven otherwise. Like and then we got proof whereby people, they adopted the parasite surname and surname of so-called biological father, leave alone this father who's supposed to be, and thereafter things start to collapse. If I'm talking to you as a person who assume that no, I've just been told that this is not my father, and I'm resuming now my biological father's name, you are doing a big mistake. That is whereby we prepare a sehlare in Pedi or Umuti for those people who are taking the drastic decision to revert, come back, and use brown sugar to correct, because you're ending up doing that because you see things, nothing's moving. Then you decide that if I take my biological father's name, something will come right. No, nothing will come right. Nothing will come right. It's going to be worse because your biological father was just a parasite who came to influence everybody and ended up impregnating your mother too. And that man is very wrong. Thereafter, there is no way that you can resume the surname of a wrong man already.
Sure.
Because your father knew that your mother was married, and your father still penetrated your mother in the sense that you ended up getting pregnant. And then you still pursue to take the name of a person who's corrupt like that. You are corrupt if deliberately you are sleeping with a married woman, and you resume that, or you assume that when the woman fall pregnant and they deliver the child should be called as your child. No, that is literally wrong. We don't allow it, but it does happen. But if you as a person, you got that situation, now you need to be assisted. We are capable, not I am, we as traditional health practitioners, we are capable of helping those people who are called amaveza ndlebe, because being a veza ndlebe, people don't understand. Let me be fair and honest. A veza ndlebe, his or her life is very, very stubborn. Relationships breaks down like every day. Commonly they divorce. Almost every relationship breaks apart because the way they were brought into this family, it was not in accordance or online. Unless they consult the correct and matured psychological people, and after they will align you with the powerful spirit of the Lord that will delete all those things that you are the product of sin. I must say that if you have a labor, I cannot hide it. You are a product of sin. But that sin is controlling you. That sin is controlling you. That is why we have to decode yourself from that sin, and that after we'll be able to live your life to the fullest. Because people can theorize everything, but when you become an labor, everything is very hard. Because those people, so-called your brothers and sisters, they recognize that you are not their brother, biological brother, and they cast you out. That is why you need to come to people like us, not me only. You can go wherever you want to go, but as long as that person is willing to help you, because I can always help you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, brother. Clearly, this one got different implications, psychological and spiritual implications.
Yes, they don't trust you that you may sleep with their children because we are not their biological brother. Even children, they call you uncle, but they've been told, no, got to be careful, it's not your uncle.
Be careful of that one.
Yes. No one trusts you.
Yeah, no, people must come and fix this problem.
Yeah.
Now, in the interest of time, Babu Dokotela, let us move to the next topic. I want us now to discuss the red money oil and holy ash. This one is deep. I don't know how to touch this because I'm not sure if I'm going to approach it the correct way.
Yeah.
Can you just take us through this one?
If we're talking about red money oil,
yes,
we got supplier distribution agencies in KZN as well as in Johannesburg. In Johannesburg, I'm using a lady by the name of Busi Mngcwabe. Her number is 066-254-0452. But this is El Shaddai Holy Ash. If you're in Durban, you can get El Shaddai Holy Ash from Bogen Kawengobo. His number is 061-538-2925. El Shaddai Holy Ash, you use it for bathing. But when it comes to red money oil, you use it for pasting, applying in your body, special facial area in your hands. It's only made for people who knows about money. There are people who knows how to spend money, but they don't know how to
make money.
And then if I'm talking to you as a person who's interested in making money, you want to attract money in your life, use red money oil and El Shaddai Holy Ash. El Shaddai Holy Ash and the Holy Ash, the one that you source from the street, it is vast different things. Because that is only ascertained after cremating bodies, and they gather those things and they start to distribute it to people.
Ish.
And now, if we're talking about El Shaddai Holy Ash, we talk about a brand on its own that is prepared for you who only enlightened about money. Believe you me, there are people who don't know anything about money. Once they get like 500 rand, they get drunk immediately. They just get drunk. They said, what can I do with 500 rand? It's better to drink it.
Sure.
That's all. And at home, there's no bread, there's no milk, there's nothing. Because they've got 200 rand. Now, what can I do with 200 rand? Let me just drink it. But if you know about money, get El Shaddai Holy Ash as well as red money oil. That will effectively affect you 3,200 to get all that. You call those numbers that I just mentioned in Bongen, it's 061-538-2925. Warning, it's only for people who needs money, not people who needs relationships and extended affairs. Money only. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can the price again? It's 3 points?
It's 3,200.
Only 3,200.
Yes, that combination, red money oil as well as El Shaddai Holy Ash, it is 3,200. In case Mbongeni or Busi Mngcwabe, they charge you extra, but the reason why I mentioned the price is because I want you to be on the safe side, knowing that very well that when you call Mbongeni, you already know the price, and there's no way that you can say something different. But it's only for people who says, Babu Dokotela, now I need money. Now you need to use this product. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Now let us talk about Idlisole Orange. Something very nice, vitamin C. Let's talk about vitamin C now, Doctor.
Yes. Idlisole Orange, it is an orange sorcery. Mm-hmm. This is the orange. I said I must just bring it. This is the orange.
Okay.
This is the orange. You know what we'll do? Number one, I have to be honest. We are in KZN, not by mistake. I'm not deported from from one of our province to KZN. I am Zulu by nature, I did not pay anyone to be a Zulu.
Originally from here.
Yes. When we are using muti, we are using muti at the modern G5 technology. We are greater than that. We are, especially in cases, and we have touching to generation 6 technology in terms of muti. What I normally do, I take this orange, I pass it to a friend of mine, ask him or her, just hold this orange for me. I just want to prepare this thing for me nice because I'm about to take my shoot. And you'll hold this orange and then ask you to look at this orange, how big it is. This is great. I'll just keep on wasting your time so that you'll touch this orange. And said, yeah, it's big. It's quite big. But the problem is, I'm not going to ask you to eat it. I'll ask you to bring it back to me and I'll put it here. It's all done. Once you touch it, it literally affects you. It literally affects you. And thereafter, you'll start to do whatever I will say. Especially, we are targeting those people who are working for people who are greedy. Especially if you're a taxi driver, ask your manager to hold this orange for you. And thereafter, you'll be affected. If you're working as a domestic worker, ask your boss to hold this orange for you. And thereafter, whatever you ask, they'll do it. Whatever you ask, they'll do it. Once they touch this orange, wow, I know what is in here. But this orange, I have to eat it. I can eat it, I can throw it away. This is fine. Once you touch, the main thing we have to touch, because before I give it to you, I'll wrap with muti. You can't see. And then most likely, I prefer to do this thing at night so that you cannot see properly that there is muti here. And thereafter, you'll hold that muti, you put your hands in your pocket, you touch yourself, you wrap yourself, and then muti is spread all over your body. You eat anything with this hand that has pollution of this muti, and thereafter, wow, there's nothing I can say. We as Nyanga, and then when we do these things, we have to do it at a higher level. Generation 6 technology.
Okay,
Yeah.
is this service available right now? Because there's someone out there who's looking for help from his boss.
Yeah.
It's really available.
Yeah, but it's association, because when you use this,
Right.
you literally controls a person.
Okay.
Literally controls a person. It's dangerous on its own. We don't give it to anyone because we need to know why you want this thing.
Can married people use that one? I'm just asking. People are very fast
Yes.
on their minds, because there's someone who's married to a rich husband.
Okay,
But stingy one.
let's just correct the spelling.
Yes.
These orange, this is how it happened. When I was in Egypt learning about this, what they do, they take a crate of oranges,
Right.
they blanket this orange with moti, and they start to distribute it to people at church.
Oh my God.
People will entice, and then they'll say, no, you are not going to eat orange now. Now we are praising God now. Put your orange away, we're praising God now. We're praising God now. But once you hold this orange, you'll be subjected to this church, no matter how bad or what, anything wrong that is done by the pastor, you'll defend it outright. You defend it out. Even that you can take this orange and give it to a poor person, even though it didn't eat it, as long as you have touched it. They normally use it to control the crowd.
Okay.
And they give them oranges, orange and banana. But the orange is trapped, banana is immune. They give orange and banana. To you, it's like you got fruits, you got like 3 orange, but all those orange are polluted with this muti. And after that person who sleep with your wife, this person who sleep with your daughter at church, you will never complain because it's a lot.
You will defend him to death.
Yeah, it's a man of God. It's a man of God. You cannot do that.
Ish.
Yeah, it's a man of God. There is no proof. There's a man of God. There's no proof because we use this.
So that means
Yeah, we're putting so much control. So we're putting,
if you're underage, don't even come for this
yeah,
service. Even if you're not matured enough.
yeah. As long as you don't know
Because you
why
abuse this power.
they are literally abuse the authority. They abuse it. And then they put this thing in a big crate and ask a lot of poor people, orange, banana. And then thereafter, people, they get manipulated. Because of this. Then we we literally just promote it to everybody.
No, I
Okay,
get you.
now thanks.
Thank you very much, Babu Dokotela. Now let us talk to you, Babu Dokotela, about this pertinent issue, the issue of rape. It's a critical social issue in our. It's not just a criminal issue. It's a critical social issue because at times we even feel that our government is failing us. But now let us talk about the one that is happening at a family level, inside the house where people cannot even see a father raping his own daughter. Can you just give us a piece of advice, counseling on that one, Babu Dokotela?
Since you were pledging me to do some counseling, I'm not going to do it because I never studied psychology. But what I came across to understand that the terminology on its own, rape, it has been wrongly used when it comes to that, because there is no way that you can rape a child who's on grade 1 and we still consider that as rape. It is not rape, because I came across a subject whereby she came to me with her husband, and then she asked the husband whether the husband can leave so that she can able to talk to me. And the husband was so cordial, and then he walked out, and then he sat on the other side. And then the lady said, Babu Dokotela, I cannot trust you with this. I said, you don't have to trust me. If you doubt me, don't even start, because I'm a human being. I make mistake as a human being. And now, if you want with the word trust, it's not on me. You can only trust God.
Yes.
Never trust a human being, because most people that get manipulated after using the word trust, then you don't have to trust me. And then tell me why you want the privacy in absentia of your husband. He said, because Babu Dokotela, have been married for so many years, you don't have a child as well. I don't feel intimacy. I said, why? He said, because of what happened to me. I said, what happened to you? He said, when I was grade R, my father used to kiss me. I said, what is wrong about kissing a child? Because I also got a daughter that I kiss. He said, no. And my father was touching me everywhere, and then he started to rape me. I said, what do you mean started to rape you? He said he started to put his organ in between my legs, and then till I was 13 years. And my father lately, and then he committed suicide. But before he committed suicide, he was forcing that I must come, you need to tell me something serious. And I refused. And thereafter, boom, he killed himself. I said, how he was raping you? He said, my father was a policeman. He used to show me a bullet. He said, once you talk, I'll put this thing in your head. I'll kill you. He said, from that time, my womb is painful. It's never been right. I've got cervical deficiency syndrome. And I never have STI, but I lost intimacy completely because of this. Now, we as citizens, we need to go back to the drawing, whether this is called rape or this is called, it's an attempt murder using a penis. Let me correct it. It is an attempt murder to a child using a penis by man who is matured. Because when you do that, how long is a vaginal cervical? It is this size short. And in your organ, it is greater than that, which means you are only destroying the child. You are trying to kill a child using your sexual organ. And then if rape can be removed from rape and laid as an attempt murder, it will be different. People will understand that they'll be sentenced for real, because we're trying to kill someone who's innocent, someone who's powerless, someone who cannot defend himself or herself. Because now even boys that get raped by uncles at home. Because when you rape a person now, 2022, the fact that it is 2030, to him or her, it's like it's happening now. Because the rape does not just come out on its own. The person needs to speak about it, then you need to engage a psychologist. But the husband has to know. The husband has to know. So that the approach that the husband was applying for intimacy personal purposes, he has to be taught how to change all that behavior, how you must look like. Number one, the rapist does not come naked. The rapist always dressed up, which means you as a husband, when you do things, you have to change. Don't come the way the rapist used to. Start to show love to this person. Spend more time with that person. Start to hug this person, but do not kiss that person, because the rapist used to kiss that person by force.
Exactly.
You have to hug for some times. Let that person feel your heartbeat, so that that person will understand that you are not the rapist. And quite often, if you are sitting with a patient who's been raped, tell a person quite often that you love her. Not that you want to have sex with her. Sex is one of those things, but now we're talking about repairing the heart that was torn by a male figure like you. Yeah, make that woman understand that you are not a duplicate of that man who was raping her, so that this thing it will be able to melt down to her, so that she'll come back clean. Thank you very much.
This one is the very painful one and it's deep. But now let us move on now to the demon of Behemoth, Babu Dokotela. You see, when we talk about this rape thing, you just close every question that I had.
Yes.
I'm getting ready to move on to another topic. I hope people have taken notes.
Yes.
Yeah, let us go to the demon of Behemoth and discuss that one. straight.
Okay. We've been grossly undermined when it comes to teaching us, because this thing that you are learning from this channel, it's supposed to be on DSTV already. Because of understanding who are they defending, it will collapse some people's business. What I'm going to teach you now, it's supposed to be on SABC 1, because of the fact that they know it will destroy other people's interest. During the times of creation, according to the study of mythology, Garden of Eden has 4 corners: east, west, south, and north. Northeast of Eden, it was desert. And let me repeat, northeast of desert, Eden, it was desert. God, the Almighty God, the Supreme God, the God of all hosts, He created a creature like a dinosaur. The creature, it was so huge, in a sense that bones could not hold the structure of that being. God has to make the legs to be iron bronze, because that creature, it was so big. It It could drink a river once off. The way it was so big. When it drinks, it used to, they said it used to drink river dried out completely.
Sure.
And there's nothing on earth. It is said even the angels used to fear the creature. And the creature became so bold and breaking that no one can touch me. No angel can touch me. Even your God cannot touch me. And God, the Almighty, did not kill the creature. And He took the creature and threw it in a deep sea. And that creature perverted into a demon. And that creature is called Behemoth. Behemoth. We normally find Behemoth spirit in the islands and as well as deep sea. He is responsible for hurricanes, great storms, tsunami in the deep sea. And then the subordinate of Behemoth is Leviathan. Leviathan, he serves like a woman or a partner to this creature.
Behemoth.
To Behemoth. But Leviathan and Behemoth are two different demons. Leviathan, he remains in the coastal part of the land. And then Leviathan, he takes instruction or orders from Behemoth. Behemoth is a demon that demands sacrifices. There are people every week, they have to take people to this beach and give their souls to the Leviathan spirit, so that Leviathan spirit will take the souls to Behemoth as offering and sacrifice. There are people every weekend, they have to bring chickens to the Leviathan spirits, so that the blood of those chicken will be used as a sacrifice to Behemoth. There are people who brings things which are serious, hoping that they're sacrificing to the mermaid. Mermaid has never said that it needs a sacrifice. If you need to be lectured about the mermaid, we have to follow this channel. We will teach you about the mermaid so that you'll know what is the difference between a mermaid and a mermail. There are two different things. There's a mermaid and a mermail. And then you have to know what are you sacrificing to. Now, let's go back to Behemoth. Behemoth, he harnessed the souls of the human beings. And people, they have to go to the beach at all times to give praise and worship to this demonic spirit. And people, they don't know anything about Behemoth. All they know about it, mermaid. A mermaid has been used as a decoy by the Leviathan spirit. And Leviathan spirit are so dominant in a sense that they promote you. Whenever you went to the beach, you must get the sample. Make sure that you got the sample of their DNA, of which you must harness water and sea and sand. Take it home. You're going to use it at home to spring. But when we are doing that, you give your GPS address. This is where I am. Whatever was worrying you, it will leave, because we have invited the Leviathan gods to come and dwell in your premises. But we need to know, whatever you do, the Leviathan spirit, they take your sacrifice to Behemoth demon. Behemoth demon has got every right to control you, because Behemoth is a liar. He tells people that he's got all wealth. He's lying. Behemoth demons are responsible for those people who's got near-death experience, and they said they got drowned, they saw houses under the beach, they saw this. This is all madness.
There's no such.
There's only submarines. Because the coast has been scanned left, right, and center. We only find submarines, and the biggest thing we can find is also a whale.
Not a city.
Not a city with street and address.
No people there.
No people there. No. It's all in their mind. Because this demon Behemoth is just playing miserables to their mind. And they come with all fictional stories. God as God, there is no way that he can be busy constructing double story houses under the beach. There is no way that. And you ask me from where they source the power from Sasol?
I don't know.
Where is the universities?
There's no infrastructure.
What I'm trying to say that demons, they can play music to us. They can play films. They can make you fly while you are trapped in your bed. They promise things that are fictional. They know that there's no such thing as that. They know that there is no such thing as it. There are big cities there. That's all rubbish. There is no... Because if you are saying that to me, there is a city who must bring me just a remote control that we're using watching TV under the water. There's no such thing as that.
Or a teaspoon.
Or a teaspoon. Or anything stupid. Just bring us something different. But that teaspoon should not be the same, the one that you've got here.
Exactly.
Yes, because we know who's making this. Even the glass should not be written console. Because the company that makes glass on earth, it is console.
So there can't be any console there?
No, there can never be console unless it was drawn by you. And then you come out with a glass. And then these demons, they just manipulate people's mind. But if you are better than that, they don't come to you. Because we have established this channel for you to be enlightened. Because it's the first time today to hear about the demon called Behemoth. How you spell Behemoth, Babu Dokotela? It is Behemoth. That is Behemoth. There are people who, very few, they knows about Behemoth. They take people to the beach and they go there with wines and some fruit, and they give sacrifice to Leviathan spirit, so that Leviathan spirit will surrender the souls of these people to Behemoth. When they chant Lord Behemoth, Lord Behemoth, and thereafter they surrender whatever in behalf of these people. who don't know anything. They said, oh, Babu Mfundi is taking us to the beach to baptize us, to pray for us, pray for my foot.
Some people die there.
Yeah, there are some people, they died. No, thank you very much. Now you know about the demon called Behemoth.
No, this was more about the liberation of the mind, Babu Dokotela.
Yes,
we
yes,
thank you for this one, because as we speak, there is someone along the beach who's selling a 5-liter empty.
Yes.
For people who want this water to give their GPS address.
Yeah, give their GPS so that this demon will know where you are.
Ish.
No, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure for you people to select this channel out of so many channels. Thank you.
Thank you very much. People must keep watching the channel. There is more liberation studies and lessons coming. We thank you very much for watching. Thank you.
Thank you. Let your pastor watch it too. Thanks.